Hello everyone, these are morel mushrooms that my brother-in-law picked for me when he was out hunting. This is about 12 ounces, and so we are going to make mushroom soup. And so my husband says pretty much his own recipe. So we got the mushrooms, heavy whipping cream, an onion, garlic, chicken stock, salt, pepper, thyme, butter, and flour. So the first thing is we're going to dice up the onion, mince the garlic, and slice the morel mushrooms in half. We're melting down 1 stick of butter. You probably have that heat on too high because I warmed the pan. And then we're gonna saute the onion and 1 tablespoon of garlic. And then once the onions have caramelized a little bit, or not caramelized, but got, opaque, then we will add the mushrooms. Add the garlic and the onions. For this recipe, he is cutting off the stems because they're kind of hard. You can eat them, but for his soup, we want it smooth. So he's not gonna add the stems. And then he's just gonna cut the mushrooms half and half. And then what'd you say, quarters?
Yeah.
Cut it in quarters. And then Honey is gonna give her opinion, and Nutmeg likes to watch. All right, Robert's adding the mushrooms. Looks like he diced some up too.
Not sure.
And how long are we gonna cook these?
5-10 minutes. We gotta turn the heat up a little bit. It's not even sauteing yet.
Okay, so saute them for
Saute them for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, 8:20.
We gotta get that heat. We gotta get the heat up.
Okay. I had it on low. So what are you saying, like a medium heat?
Just to get the burner going a little bit, and then you can turn it down.
They've been sauteing for 5 minutes. We're gonna add 1/8 teaspoon of thyme, and then the 2 cups of chicken broth and a tablespoon of flour, and let that cook for 2 minutes. And the flour, Robert did a little flour slurry because he doesn't really like to put flour straight in. See, he just mixed the flour and the water. And that just helps thicken it up.
Yes, I'm using metal in a non-stick pan just to annoy everyone.
All right, now we're gonna cook that for 2 minutes.
Yep. Turn it.
And then don't forget to add salt and pepper to taste, whatever your preferences are. All right, now we're gonna add the heavy whipping cream and bring that to a simmer and cook for 5 minutes. Do we need to stir it the whole time because it's milk?
Nope.
Nope.
We'll just keep an eye on it. Once it brings up to a simmer, then we cook it 5 minutes.
Okay. After it cooks for 5 minutes, I am gonna immersion blend it to make it smooth. We could put it in the blender, but I love my immersion blender. I just immersion blended so you can see it's no chunkiness. And that's personal preference, and that you don't have to blend it if you like chunky mushrooms. And now we cook it at low temperature for 15 more minutes. And I think I'm gonna have Robert add a little more salt and pepper because I just tasted it and it tastes pretty good, but I feel like it could use some more salt and pepper. So I like this mushroom soup because we had all the ingredients in the house. Really, the only uncommon ingredient we had was heavy whipping cream, and we had it for a different recipe that I never did, so that worked out. But every other item is something most people keep on hand in their kitchen. So, like, could have we substituted milk for the heavy whipping cream, or?
I don't think so, not for this recipe.
Okay, so heavy whipping cream was important. Heavy whipping cream at the moment is pretty expensive, but like I said, we had it on hand, and so it worked out, because one more week and it would have went bad. So I'm very happy that my brother-in-law said, hey, would you like some morel mushrooms? So now we're having soup. Most people tend to bread and batter and fry morel mushrooms. Can you hear that cat running around like crazy? But I didn't really feel like any fried food tonight, and we saw a recipe for mushroom soup, and so far it's looking pretty good. We'll taste test it at the end. Here is the mushroom soup. It's thickened up very nicely, and it got a little darker, so it looks like typical mushroom soup. I did a couple taste tests along the way, but I will do another one real quick. I'm being watched by cats. They want to try it too, but they're not gonna get to try. Oh, and I'm making a mess already. That is so good. That is so good.
What do you taste?
I taste mushroom.
What else? I mean,
And cream.
And cream, okay.
And I'm making a mess.
You're making a mess.
Robert needs to taste test it.
Do you taste the onion in it?
I taste the garlic.
Okay.
He's not 100% sold because he didn't grow up on eating morel mushrooms.
Knock it off.
Look at this. Everywhere we go.
Border cats.
So what do you think, Robert?
I don't know yet. I got a preconceived notion going into this, so that's kind of an issue.
He does. Well.
That's interesting.
He's pleasantly surprised.
I've never had morel mushroom before.
Not like a fried one? You mean never?
Never, ever. In my whole life.
I thought you had tried a fried one with me before.
No, never had a mushroom.
My dad picked mushrooms growing up and fried them, so I grew up with them.
We didn't pick any mushrooms or anything like that.
Only morel mushrooms. Only during
my mom, we'd gotten porcini mushrooms, those little baby Bella mushrooms. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. I never had this kind of mushroom before. They just look so weird, it freaked me out.
They do look a little weird, but that's what we grew up with. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And now Robert was pleasantly surprised. All right, after eating all of the soup, it was absolutely delicious. The only thing we would change is adding less garlic. That was pretty strong garlic, even though we sauteed it for a long time. We did a tablespoon. I think next time we would do half a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of garlic. It shouldn't be. I've definitely seen recipes with a lot more garlic, but aftertaste, we both taste garlic. Robert really enjoys it, and he was, very happy with it, so I'm glad he enjoyed it. But morel mushrooms only come in like 2 weeks out of the year, 4 weeks out of the year, whatever it is. So they're not something you find common. So it's a nice treat that we only get to have once a year, if that. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at the cats. They're watching us. They are a huge fan of the cream of mushroom soup.
All right.
Just a taste. I don't want you to get sick.
Danny's like, what about me?
So yes, it is cat approved.